Vital's B Practice podcast is proudly sponsored by Maxis, BergTech, and Industry 9.
Well, so a couple things about all of that. Like the track in total looked pretty one-lined. There was little differences in sections, but when you get down to that lower bit, like I mean, it sounds like you didn't ride the track a whole lot. Is that just the line that you knew the most, or was it actually a thought in your mind like this is faster? I'm gonna because you have to know that
No.
that wasn't the main
You know,
line, right?
well, no, actually, the me not being there was as a result of me messing the section up before it. Like my
Okay.
plan was not to go inside.
Okay.
That was never in the cards. I ended up there, and I was like, "Oh shit, I should really brake now." Oh, I'm going off the track. This is bad. This is real bad. Once I ended up there, I was just like, "Well, might as well try to make the corner. This could be awesome. This is probably going to be terrible."
Oh, well, that's a lot more disheartening. I thought you'd planned it.
No, no.
It looked like you're
I
like a classic Dak move, just bold, with a line nobody else has really done. And you're like, yeah, look at this one. I got my back pocket, you know?
watch this. If you French guys, you watch this. This is America.
Uh, I'm on, I feel I was,
No.
I don't want to say I was disappointed, but it was one of those ones where like, I agree with you that you have to be so on it top to bottom, obviously. And sometimes that means it's all risk. You're all risk managing your entire
Yeah.
race run. So when I saw that, I was like, you're weighing out really hard decisions, especially at the bottom of a run. And I'm like, if he thought that was going to be like a difference with, I mean, you saw how tight the times are. Maybe that would have been the difference, you going inside there. But to know that it was like more a mistake at the end, and I guess that
It's
explains it.
heartbreaking.
It is hard. I mean, it's heartbreaking no matter how it played out. You know, I
Essentially,
didn't,
like,
dude. I didn't watch it live just because of difficulties in the U.S. I watched the replay, and it was hard to watch. Because I already knew you crashed. I just didn't know where, and it was like waiting for the car wreck. You know, like
yeah,
oh, it's such a bummer.
yeah. It's like looked like I crashed, but in all reality, I just missed the corner.
Yeah.
And I looked at the GoPro and stuff, and there was just like you'd come out of this, jump this little road gap and turn, you kind of wiggle between these rocks and then jump high into the moss. And I executed it the one lap perfect, and I just overrode the kind of blind rise into it and was going faster than I had gone in practice. I was up there on the trainer and I was like, man, if I want to win this race, I have to sorry. I really have to no break this section, send it in there, and make it happen. You know, like that run to the finish line is really important. And I sent it in there, and then I hit something unexpected, and my rear wheel was off the ground for like 10 foot, it felt like, but it was like 5. But that was my whole braking zone. And when it sat down, because I was trying to brake so hard with the front brake to get turned, the bike actually like stopped like the opposite way of what I wanted. And so I was like facing off the track to the right and needed to turn left. And it was like this little catch you had to slam into. And it was exactly the thing I'm actually good at. And I just messed it up, man. And I don't know if it's just not having the repetition of the amount of practice runs I needed, or if it's just a racing incident or what it is. But man, I went in there hot and couldn't get it turned. And I was sitting the night before the race with Lachlan Stevens McNulp, and he had a huge crash there doing that double. Like he pulled off the rock and had a huge crash. And I don't know if it was something to do with like a non like a thought of like where he pulled and knowing I needed to pull and like kind of not pulling and choosing to roll it instead. And I can't tell you, dude. But in the moment, it was just one of those things that my brain just didn't. It said no, not go, and that was all she wrote. And then I was like, oh no, and then I'm like, oh no, what do I do? And then slid into the weeds, and that was and had one of the saddest racing moments of history.
It was I feel like the entire world that was watching just like sighed all at once. Like, oh, like
Yeah,
it's
them and me both.
dude, the slide out. I felt really bad because it's one thing when you crash further up and like a couple people see it, but like especially sliding out the bottom and everybody's like cheering and you like don't pop out of the woods and they're like, where is he? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh. It's like it is very heartbreaking.
I mean, I know I wasn't Sam Hill 08, but I felt Sam Hill 08. It was like in my heart. It was, dude. I started crying, and
I bet. Shit.
it was bad. You know what? It wasn't that bad when I seen like 2 seconds up, and then when Blake went down, I was like, no way. What did I just do? I'm an idiot. But that is the thing with racing is like so many times I've nursed it to the bottom split and not pushed all the way to the finish line and been 0.3 off, 0.7 off a win, this, that, the other, and it's like I'm trying to train myself to push checkered flag to finish line. And that's something I'm really pushing for like to be a better athlete and to be a better racer. And it's just, man, it came at a rough time. It would have been terrible to wear that jersey all year. It would have just been honestly the worst thing ever. So
It's not really your color.
no,
White.
that would have been terrible. I just decided I didn't want to wear that jersey all year.
Yeah, not yet, at least. Not yet.
Go ahead and give it to somebody else.